YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with day one recap of 2022 Washington Commanders training camp. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure to go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow my social media links down below in the description: TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And go cop some Juan Gotti Talking Sports merch. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Louis. I'm about to fuck this joint up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Damn. When I hop in the booth, they fuck with my sound. Put that shit on the scale, we taxin' pound for pound. Nigga keep dissing, put them in the ground. My shit in your ear, tell me how it sound. A nigga too smart can catch me out of bounds. Let's go. That bitch got cooked like some chicken. And he lying, he not rapping what he living. Yeah, that's my cousin, but this shit a business. Work that bitch out just like we doing fitness. No, that's fine. He drafted me.
I don't think you're going anymore.
So Washington Commanders training camp 2022 kicked off today. And first, can I start by saying, man, it feels so good to finally have football back, man. We're getting so close to opening day versus the Jaguars, man. And this is the first step: training camp, then the preseason, and then the real thing, man. So today it was day one, like I said. But before we talk about what happened on the field, I want to talk about Ron Rivera's press conference from yesterday. It was a quick little 20-minute press conference. Nothing that really stood out besides him saying this. They asked Ron Rivera, now that you're in year 3, is there a certain amount of win total that you want? Is it playoff or bust for you? And he said, no, it's not playoff or bust for me, but we expect to win. And that's exactly what I want to hear. Like, you don't want to put no type of stipulation, no number, no pressure on this team to perform. Just go out there and play your best and win. Now, us fans, we could put 10, 11, 12, 13. We can put however many wins we think we're going to get on this team because we're fans. But a coach, he's not going to do that, and he shouldn't do that because you're putting pressure on your team to perform. Again, these players don't really care about what the fans have to say, so they're not going to really pay attention to us. But a coach doing that, I wouldn't advise him to, and he's not doing that. And that's what I really like about Ron Rivera, man. And he really just talked about making that extra step now that he's in year 3. Again, it wasn't really too much of a serious press conference. It was just an opening press conference for the first day back, kicking off training camp. And now transitioning to today, you guys know what we're about to talk about. We're about to start things off with going over the notes of day 1 of training camp. So shout out to Zach Selsby's, man, for the tweets, because these guys, these journalists, these insiders are our eyes because we're not there at training camp. So Zach Selsby kicks it off by showing a little bit of some video clips of Carson Wentz in the receiving court. But the first note, he says starting group at D-line is Sweat, Payne, Allen, and James Smith-Williams. So as we know, Chase Young, Chase Roulier, Logan Thomas, and I want to say Tyler Larson are on the PUP list to start training camp and to start the season. So the starting defensive line is Payne, Sweat, Allen, and James Smith-Williams. And that's pretty much what it's going to be probably to start the season. Now, you may shuffle out James Smith-Williams for F.A. Obata here and there, or William Bradley King, or Shaka Tony. But James Smith-Williams is a guy that has a lot of hype surrounding his name coming into this season. So it's good to see him being with the starting group. And he came on strong at times last year. So I'm excited to see what he can do this year. So he's getting the start in replace of Chase Young. Then you go on to talk about Taylor Heineke. Zach Selsby says Heineke airs it out to Cam Sims, but the pass fell incomplete complete with Derek Forrest providing the coverage. Now, shout out to Derek Forrest, man. Derek Forrest is a guy that is going to have a strong training camp. He is one of the candidates to be our Buffalo nickel. He's going to have a strong training camp and or preseason if he wants to make this roster and actually be that Buffalo nickel. Coming out of Cincinnati, he was a guy that hits hard and plays really, really good coverage. So that's no shocker right there. But I'm excited to see him finally get his shine. And I'm going to keep a close eye on him throughout this whole training camp. So, next tweet from Zach Selsby says, Troy Ackley had an opportunity for an easy pick from Heineke, but let it pop through his hands. As Chris Harris would say, I guess Troy doesn't like nice things. So, Troy Ackley had a chance to make a play on the ball, and he didn't, you know. Troy Ackley, I don't know if they switched him back to safety, but last year he was playing cornerback. So, I don't know if he's going to go back and forth and whatnot, but we know Troy Ackley's really the special teams guy, special teams demon, one of the best special teams player in the NFL. But he had a chance to make a play on the ball, and he didn't do that. So, Troy Ackley, you got to be better, man. You got to be better. Zach Selsby goes on to tweet next this. McLaurin beats his man, snags a bomb from Wentz. I'm sure I'll be saying that a lot this season. And this tweet went crazy. It has about 330 likes at the time of this recording. You guys know everyone wants to see that. I can't wait till the video drop of it because you know they're not going to waste no time to upload the video of McLaurin snagging a bomb from Wentz, man. And that connection is going to be really, really fun to watch. And I'm glad we got to see it early and often. I know the fans that were in attendance today were probably excited and ecstatic to see that happened. Zach Selsby goes on to tweet this next. Really like Andrew Norwell's rep against Casey Toohill. He stopped Toohill in his tracks on a pass rush, and then the rep ended with Toohill on the ground. Now, Andrew Norwell, as we know, is the replacement for Brandon Sheriff. They basically just swapped teams. You know, Andrew Norwell was from Jacksonville last year, and now Brandon Sheriff is on Jacksonville, and Andrew Norwell is here. Again, I don't expect too much of a drop-off. Yes, Brandon Sheriff is an all-pro. You know, one of the best linemen in Washington's history. But I don't really expect too much of a drop-off just because Andrew Norwell, he's really solid, but it's more so of John Masco, the coach. It doesn't matter who we have out there, what group we have out there. John Masco is going to get the best out of those guys. And I'm pretty comfortable with our offensive line as it is. So shout out to Andrew Norwell for having a really, really solid rep. And again, that offensive line is going to be really, really good. It's nothing to worry about here. Back-to-back grabs from Dax Mill. Mill made the roster as a 7th round pick last year. Interested to see where he lands this season. So Dax Mill is another guy that I said is going to have a strong camp. Just because him and Alex Erickson are going to be the guys that I believe are fighting for that last wide receiver spot. I personally would give it to Dax Mill just because I know he can provide so much more than just a punt return / kick returner. He showed us last year that he's more of a receiver than he is a specialist, but I would like to see him get some shine back there too, because I don't know too much about Alex Erickson. All I know is that he is a return guy. I don't know how he is as a receiver, but I would like to think Dax Mill has the nod over him just because he already has 1 year under his belt in this system, and he's shown you that he can play receiver. And he did kick returns / punt returns in the preseason last year, so it should be fun to see if they're going to give him those duties again this year. Now you go on next to see Zach Selsby tweets this. Brian Robinson made a catch and was immediately met by William Jackson on what would have been quite the collision. After the play was over, both players smiled and pointed at each other. So Brian Robinson, no surprise again, he's a guy that had really, really good pass catching ability coming out of Alabama along with his bulldozing running style. And again, they said it would have been quite a collision if him and William Jackson had on pads. I would like to see who would have won that. You know what I'm saying? I would probably say Brian Robinson, but I'm glad to see these guys you know, healthy and nothing bad happened. But now we're on the talks of collision right now. They will not be in pads until next Tuesday. JP Finley, he cleared that up for me. I asked him on Twitter, and he said they won't be in pads until next Tuesday per NFL rules. So next Tuesday is when it really, really gets real. But as of right now, they're in their shelves or their the shoulder pads or whatever you like to call them. J.D. McKissic is the next guy that Zach Selsby tweeted about. He says J.D. McKissic sprinted to the sideline for a sizable gain. Nice to see one of the best pass catching running backs still playing exceptional. And we know JD's going to do what JD do. You know, we don't have to spend too much time on slicing JD's head because we know how good JD is, okay? Nice pass catch, or nice pass to Cam Sims, rather, from Carson Wentz. But Benjamin St. Juste comes in at the last second to knock the ball away. Let me read that one more time. Nice pass to Cam Sims from Carson Wentz, but Benjamin St. Juste comes in at the last second to knock the ball away. Benjamin St. Juste is a stud. We know that. I mean, he's been the only guy, you know, in OTAs and minicamp that was strapping up Jahan Dotson. We know how good Benjamin St. Juste is, you know, and I just pray that he can stay healthy this year because we need him on this field, man. He's probably going to be in for a really, really good season if he can stay healthy, man. The guy is elite. He is really, really good. So, shout out to Benjamin St. Juste, man. The next thing is the last tweet from on the field. He says, that wraps up the first training camp practice. Pressures coming up soon. So that's it for day one, guys, and I'm sure there's a ton of other tweets from other, you know, inside reporters like JP, like John Keim, like Nikki Giavala, all those wonderful ladies and gentlemen that report on the Washington Commanders. But I go to Zach Selsby's just because that's my guy and that's my preference of reference. Okay, so shout out to Zach Selsby's. I guess we can read some of the pressures, but they aren't finished at the time of this recording, so it's not going to be everything up yet. But Zach Selsby says this. He's tweeting from the pressers. There's a lot of optimistic on the first day of camp, Rivera said, but the coaches have to keep their mind focused on the evaluation as a whole. Rivera said the Guardians caps remove the Clark on the helmet, absorbs some of the shock and helps reduce his concussion. The linemen, tight ends, and linebackers were in them today, but Rivera wouldn't be surprised if they've made it across the league at some point. So they're trying out these new helmets to reduce concussions, and I'm all for protecting the players, so that's good to hear. Carson Wentz is addressing the media. He says he still is getting to know his teammates, but he's starting to get used to his receivers' tendencies and play style, so that's good to hear, man, because this offense has a lot of expectation on them, and we're really, really excited to see this offense. So there is, that's pretty much it. You know, there's other tweets, but I don't want to read all of the press conference tweets because they're going to put out a video, and I'm sure you guys are going to want to watch them say it from their mouth instead of me reading for them. So yeah, man, let me just think about this video in the comment section down below. Just, you know, a little measly day one, not really too much going on. It's just day one, and again, they will be in shoulder pads, full pads, starting next Tuesday. So let me just think about this video in the comment section down below. Who do you think had the best day one? As always, been boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, helps the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you popped. Get you popped.